Hey there. Welcome to 10 Minutes with Todd at Beyond 615. Well, so much of the Christian music industry is produced, written, sung, mixed in the 615, which is the area code for Nashville, Tennessee. So this is about celebrating someone in the Christian music space, but we only have 10 minutes to do so. And this is episode number 15. And today's guest is Power 88.3 production director and on-air host, all the way from Port Huron, Michigan, Brett Hager. And Brett is going to join us when he asked to join 10 Minutes with Todd. There we go. He's coming in. Drum roll. It's a long drum roll. There's a drum roll.
What is up, man?
Hey, dude.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't know if I've ever seen you in glasses.
Dude, it's allergy season. And so I've been crying all day today. Been dealing with allergies like crazy.
Rumor has it your heart was broken today, and that wasn't allergies.
So you were on social media, huh?
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate that. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. Hang on.
10 minutes, man.
Set timer for 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes and counting.
I saw DJ Payne join. He's in Australia. He'll like that Australia voice there, right there. Okay. For those who've never been, describe life in Port Huron, Michigan.
Port Huron, Michigan. Well, just like any Michigander, any good one, I'll show you where we're at. We're right here on the thumb of the knuckle, the knuckle thumb right here. We're a border city, which is pretty awesome. So we broadcast to Port Huron and to some people in Canada, which is really cool. We actually have a pretty good following in southeastern,
Southwestern
Western Ontario
portion of Canada.
Yeah, just a small little sliver, but so that's pretty cool. We've got a lot of beaches, so summer is like the best time, but Michigan's like 90% winter, so but yeah.
I grew up in Ohio, and I'm really not allowed to say the name of the state technically. I mean, I'm supposed to say the state up north.
Yeah, well, see, I'm not a huge Ohio State fan.
I know. That's okay.
We'll agree to disagree.
That's fine. So you grew up in Port Huron, Michigan, right?
Correct. Born and raised. My whole life.
Raised. How in the world, in a small town like that, did you end up in Christian music radio?
Dude, it is a crazy story. I would actually say that I probably started my journey into Christian radio back before I went to school, because I've grown up listening to Power 88.3 my whole life. I grew up, I jokingly say this, and they wouldn't like if they heard this, but I grew up listening to my boss and his co-host. And so being able to work with them every day is just really awesome. And having a great leadership. And early on, it was late in high school, I just picked up a job answering phones one summer and morphed into a microphone. And so I just eat it up. And I jokingly say, if I wasn't working in it, I'd probably still be doing radio, just because it's a passion, hobby.
Yeah.
And also, I give a lot of credit to amazing mentors who came around me, and so selflessly just poured into me, which was really awesome.
It's so cool to be able to work at the radio station you grew up listening to. That is so cool.
It's surreal.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your CCM journey. If you were to describe, I don't know, maybe your very best day working, what would that look like?
Yeah, I like doing video stuff too. That's kind of on my job responsibility. So like best day, I could walk in the studio and we're connected to an AC station. So Power 88.3 is a hot CHR. And then we're connected to an AC station called Hope FM. And so our morning show on Hope FM is our station manager and then our music director, Ellen Davey. And so I love helping out with their like live videos and
you're not going to say Brian's name?
Oh, Brian. Yeah, Brian Smith. Yes, Brian Smith, my boss. He's a great guy.
That's all right. I just wanted to make sure that you got that covered.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for checking that box for me. No, but I like helping out with live video, so we do a lot of Facebook Live. We've been blessed to have an amazing video setup in our studio, which is really cool. Very unique. So I like doing that kind of stuff. I also eat up doing shows. You've been really instrumental in helping me develop my sound, craft my sound, and so I love communicating, being able to interact with listeners daily and share what's going on in my life, but also help relate it to what they might be going through. It's amazing. It's really fun. It's cool just to live life with people. And then honestly, I like finishing up the day with some production for the stations. And then once that is done, I come home and I produce the Fairly Local show as well.
And that's the show with Chad,
Angela, and Jill.
And Jill. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've heard it. I'm a big fan of those guys too.
Yeah, they're awesome. And it definitely helps me with show prep too, because I hear like 3 different perspectives on one topic and I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's part of some of the stuff that you and I talk about, and I talk about with others, is I think sometimes we overwork in radio if you're on the air, and you try to bring, 7, 8, 9 topics to the show, but really you could bring 3 or 4 and just change the camera angle.
Yeah.
And you could do the same break several times with a different angle from a different person's perspective.
Well, honestly, you could spend an entire hour in show just talking about one piece of content just from different angles. And
yeah,
those guys are some of the best I've ever worked with. I love those guys, Chad, Angela, and Jill.
Yeah. Yeah. And Chad used to work at your station. He's now in Columbus at the river.
Yep, doing middays. He's been an amazing mentor and became a really great friend as well. Just pouring into me all the time, and I love that.
Yeah, it's so good. It's awesome when people have the time and energy and the passion to just kind of sit with you and walk with you.
Yeah.
Can you hear my dog barking?
I do. And to kind of go off of what you just said, even if they don't have the time, but they still do it, that's the kind of people like you want in life. Because I know my mentors are busy, but I know I can text them any time of the day and they're ready to pour into me, which is amazing.
Yeah, so good. And if you've not already, you'll be doing that for someone else in your life, because I think that's your heart too. So
yeah.
Okay, so my Adidas shoes probably came through Amazon. That was probably the Amazon drop off. I had to do a couple Amazon Prime purchases this week, man. What advice would you tell someone younger, maybe someone who's in a small town like Port Huron or even smaller, about getting into radio? Before you answer, I mean, we're talking Gen Z and lower, right? You're the high end of Gen Z, right? Yeah. So, I mean, there's streaming, there's YouTube, there's online gaming, radio, unless they're with mom and dad, might not even be on their radar. But radio 25 years ago was like you were a DJ or you were a boss or a salesperson. Now, even at your radio station, there's plenty to do outside of just being on the air. Yeah.
Right off the bat, don't be afraid to do the hard jobs that aren't fun, like answering phones. It's your foot in the door. You need to get in the door before you can get on a microphone. So don't be afraid to do the hard work. Listen to other stations like it's your job. So I listen to, I have a bunch of favorite personalities that I listen to daily. I'll catch mornings, middays, afternoons. Always be listening to what other people are doing, because it only crafts your sound better. Get a coach. This is not a plug for you, but get yourself a coach. Seriously, I count it a blessing to be able to be on a microphone, but it's also a huge responsibility that we have to steward. And if you don't have another set of ears listening to what you're doing, you could be doing anything. And so I think it's important to to have somebody with those checks and balances, and someone who wants to get you better, someone who fits your sound, or how you want to sound. So a coach is really important. And then honestly, don't compare yourself. I said, listen to other people, but don't compare yourself to them. They've probably been doing it longer than you've been alive. So
how do you listen to others, but don't compare yourself? What is within you that you don't let that get the best of you?
So I wasn't always this way, because I struggle with comparison a lot, but I did a few studies on comparison and how it affects you as a person. And that's really what helped me get to this mindset. But listen to them with like in awe, and like you want to sound like them, but you don't want to be them. You know what I mean? It's weird. I don't know how to explain it sometimes. I'm a communicator and I can't communicate it, but I don't know. I just don't listen with a critical ear. I don't listen with a comparative ear. I kind of just listen with like, this is somebody who's doing this for their job, someone who's been doing it a really long time, someone who's probably had a coach for many, many years. How are they communicating? How are they seeing the show prep, and which route are they taking, type thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's people just like you. The timer just went off. That's good. There's people just like you all across America. And for those who are watching live or will watch this later on Brett's page or my page, you should know that Brett is one of those who will, if God willing continues in his life, will continue to take our format, the Christian, contemporary Christian music format, forward. He's part of that next generation. I remember being where you were, and people older than me saying we need people to step up and help carry the torch. And Brett, dude, you're one of those. And I count it a privilege and an honor to know you and to have met you and spend time with you. So keep up the great work, man. It's a big responsibility, but you are helping to move the formats forward, the CHR, the AC formats, and we're counting on you. So no pressure.
I'm feeling it. I'm sweating already, man. No, but thank you for those words, Todd. I really.
Well, thanks for joining me. And
yeah.
Again, for those who don't know Brett, give him a listen. He's on Power 88.3 in Port Huron, Michigan, and moving to a new time here in the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. We're excited. Middays.
Little midday action. So yeah, check him out. I think you'll enjoy him, and I think that you'll even be inspired by him. So, okay, man, have a good Thursday night, and I will see you soon.
Have a
See ya.